What's going on, guys? Today we're going to be talking about how to dial in your camera bag. So let's get into it. What's up, guys? My name is Brendan from BeWillCreative.com, home to editing tutorials, camera gear reviews, tricks, and tips. So today we're talking all about this guy right here. This is my camera bag, the Mindshift Backlight 26-liter backpack. I've been using this for about 3 months now, ever since my California road trip, because I was needing a bag that was just a little bit more sturdy, had a little more room, and had a back opening, which my previous one did not. So this is my previous bag right here, and it only opened from the side. And it had only 2 little compartments. As you see, we had the camera body and 1 lens, and the rest is kind of just like a day pack kind of thing. So I guess it was fine for hiking or whatever. The second I got another body for video and I had a little bit of extra gear to cart around, this guy just wasn't doing the trick for me anymore. So that's when this guy came into my life. I got this bag for about $240 American, which I think ended up being about 320 Canadian at the time because the exchange rate really sucks. But anyways, this has so far been an absolute tank, and I've taken it on hikes, on a ton of client shoots, and I've never had any problems with it so far. So I'm going to talk about this bag, why I really love it, how I set up my camera bag, and some tips to help you organize your camera bag a little bit more efficiently. So when you're looking to buy a bag, what are the things that you're wanting to look for? And number one, honestly, people might tell you space, but I think it's comfort. 100% is comfort. So the first and biggest thing to consider is how big and meaty are the straps that you're using. So comparing my old bag and my new bag, you can see how flimsy and sort of very uncomfortable that these straps became, whereas this one is a little bit more sturdy, quite a bit thicker, and has substantially more foam padding. That being said, it also has a super gigantic waist belt and a pretty handy chest clip, but that's not really anything to woo over because literally every bag has that. So for those of you who are maybe new here or maybe only know me from Instagram and my edits, I actually do a lot of action sport photography and sort of hiking, adventure, landscape, that kind of thing, along with my Photoshop composite work. And because of that, I'm always out in really not so ideal photography locations, from mud to snow to rain to everything like that. And so I need a bag that I can access my stuff really quickly and easily without having to put my stuff on the ground, as well as something that is comfortable to hold all day and can hold all of my gear at once. The way that you should set up your bag, or any bag that you ever use, is always have your heaviest thing at the bottom. So in my case, it's my camera bodies. And I actually stack my camera bodies right in the middle, right along the middle of my back, because that way I'm not getting tossed along to any one side or the other, and it just keeps everything nice and stacked over my center of gravity. All the lighter things like my singular lenses, my filters, my microphone, that kind of thing, I all stick on the side pouches, and then I don't really have to feel it too much. Now, there are a ton of bags out on the market that open from the back the same way mine does, and pretty much all of them have the same sort of Velcro foamy inserts that you can use to customize your layout inside of your camera bag. Now, the layout that you use is totally up to you, and it really comes down to how many lenses you have, how many things you need to carry at once. Do you have filters? Do you have a tripod? Do you have extra rain gear? Do you have random video accessories? That kind of thing. That, as well as how much room you have in your bag, is really going to dictate how you set up your dividers. The one thing that you do need to keep in mind though with your dividers is you have to make sure that everything fits very snugly inside of your camera bag, because when you're running around shooting, you don't want any of your gear to be rattling, because that can eventually cause some damage over time. So to prevent that, just try to have your foam inserts packed as tightly to your gear as possible. So really make sure that everything fits just perfectly. Now, I am the furthest thing from a minimalist, and I definitely have an extremely hard time picking exactly what I want to bring with me. But after all this time shooting photos, I think I've narrowed it down to what exactly I need in my camera bag, and stuff that you maybe would like in yours as well. So the things that are number one on my priority list in my bag are, of course, my cameras. So that entails both my camera bodies, my lenses, and any base plates that I need to attach it to tripods or my Ronin and things like that. The accessories that I also always have in my bag are my shotgun microphone, my Hoodman loop to see my images a lot clearer on really bright and sort of contrasty days where I can't see my screen. I always make sure to have my camera rain cover in my bag, because I literally have been caught on the sunniest days and all of a sudden it's a monsoon, and so ever since then I am always very keen to have my camera weather gear in my bag at all times, no matter what. I also do not leave my house without my filters. So I use the Lee filter system, so that means I have the actual filter tray with the filter ring attached for my specific lens I'm using, as well as I have my 10-stop ND and my N9 soft grad filter. Now of course we can't forget about power, so in the small little compartment down in the very corner of my bag, that's where I keep all of my batteries because they don't really take up that much room. They don't need a giant compartment, so I just shove them in wherever they fit. That's kind of like the last little space I had. Now how my bag opens, in the lid, there's a few pockets that I can put stuff in. So in the top one, I usually have my 10-stop ND filter, and in the bottom one, that's where I put all my snacks because I literally cannot go anywhere without at least 5 granola bars in my bag. So that's pretty much the main compartment of my bag, and it's exactly set to size to all of my gear. It took me about 20 minutes to really dial in the configuration for my bag, and I'm gonna actually show you guys how to do the same for yourself. The first thing that I do is I take out all of the foam dividers so I just have an empty bag to work with. The first thing that I'll do is I'll place my camera wherever I want it to be situated in my bag, and then I will put all of the foam dividers around that camera to really make it snug in that one specific area. Now with these Velcro dividers, they can be a little bit of a pain because they keep getting caught on literally everything and you just want to lose your mind and throw them out the window. But if you just fold the Velcro part up, you can actually just situate the divider wherever you need and then just lay the Velcro down. It sticks and you don't have to scream and yell and be frustrated like I was. From there, if you have another camera body, place that in the next area that you'd like it to be. Then you can again make sure that everything fits according to there. Then take the other smaller dividers and fill in the gaps with all of your extra knickknacks like your lenses, your filters, and any other extra gack that you might need. When you're getting a camera bag, you should always make sure of 2 things, and those 2 things, besides everything that I've already said, is make sure they have some water pockets. So you got a water pocket here, and I got another one right there, but this one I actually dedicate for my tripod. It's kind of a nice little sleeve for it. But anyways, you always want to have a nice spot for water because you don't want to dehydrate while you're on a shoot. Now looking into the front pouches of my bag, there's actually just a little bit of room here. As you can see, I kind of have like a laptop area and a tablet sort of deal, if you can kind of see in there. But I don't actually have a tablet, so I fill that space with my little notebook here that I actually use on all of my shoots as like a little reference. I'll just write little like notes for myself or things to remember when I'm in the editing suite and that kind of thing. I find that super helpful. It weighs literally nothing, and so yeah, that works for me. But I mean, if you're a little more high tech, you could also put a tablet there. Likewise, there's one more pocket right in the very front that I actually just only keep 2 things: my first aid kit and also a headlamp, because you never know when you're gonna be stuck in the dark, because that seems to happen to me almost every time I go hiking. Another really amazing thing about my bag specifically that I wanted to share with you guys is this super awesome way that I can carry 2 tripods at once. So I have my photo tripod, which is really small, compact, lightweight, and as you saw, it can fit in the side water pouch of my bag. But I also have a little bit more of a bulky, heavy video tripod that doesn't quite fit there. This bag has a super awesome compartment where I can just sort of pull out these flaps and buckles from the outside, and it just snugly secures on the outside of my bag, and I can literally go biking, I can go skiing, I can do any of those things, and that tripod does not fall off. So that's an extra addition to this bag that has been super amazing for me. Another cool thing that I really love about this bag is the waist straps actually double as sort of a holder, so you can access all your stuff in the back pouch of your bag while standing. This has been super awesome when I don't want to put my bag down in the mud or the snow or something like that. So with all of that being said, I actually just wrote a new article all about 10 things that I think every photographer should have, including camera bags. So I actually recommended a whole bunch of really great camera bags that I have personally used, my friends have used, or I've heard great recommendations from. I mentioned all of those in the article, as well as 9 other really awesome pieces of gear that I think every photographer benefits from and that I actually personally own as well. If you want to check that out, the link is down in the description below of this video. So with that, I want to hear from you guys. What camera bags do you use? What do you love about your specific bag? And in a dream world, what would your perfect camera bag be like? So let me know down in the comments below, and with that, I'll catch you back here next time.